I gave my girlfriend my credit card and she spent over $500,000 of my money. And now you might think I'm a dumb for this, and you're probably right on that, but what she actually did with my money is really pretty crazy. Before we really get into the fun stuff, when she and I first started dating, she had no idea what I did for a living until one day she eventually saw a screenshot of the sales that my business was doing. And I'm sure she was wondering if what I was doing was actually even legal, and trust me, it felt illegal to even tell her. But the truth is, at that point, I had been running my business for quite a while. I was very stressed out, I was working all the time, and at that point, I really just needed help from someone that I could trust. And so as you already know, she was able to come into my business and help me spend a bunch of my money, but in reality, this process was not smooth and I learned a lot. So I'm going to tell you what went wrong and whether or not this was actually a good idea. So take notes on this stuff for your own business, because I definitely learned a lot by saying, what's the worst that can happen if I let somebody spend 500 grand for me? So what were we even doing, right? For me, my business is selling products on Amazon. And at the time where I felt ready to hire some help, I was working super long days, spending a ton of money on products and just running out of time to keep growing my business. I was building a team of virtual assistants in countries like the Philippines that were able to find the products, review the products, but at the end of the day, I still had to be the one to actually go ahead and purchase those items. So I went ahead and trusted my team to keep sending the same items they were sending to me and just send them to her instead, and she was going to go ahead and buy those products. But trying to make it this simple was actually a major mistake that you should learn from. As I started to grow my business from 10-20,000 bucks a month on my own to hiring some extra labor to help me out in my business, we were growing to $100,000, even $200,000 months. My business was growing, revenue was growing, more dollars were coming into the system, but after it was all said and done, profit margin was shooting down. And to be honest, I had no idea why my profit margin was going down so much, and I felt completely trapped. I thought there was going to be no hope of me being able to eventually step away from my business, achieve that laptop lifestyle, that 4-hour work week that we're all dreaming of as entrepreneurs. So as my virtual assistant team kept finding profitable products to sell on Amazon, I would get on the computer, I'd spend 2 or 3 hours a day spending a ton of money. I was spending over $100,000 a month on my own. I was a full-time student in college and I was just working crazy hard. So once I knew that I was the bottleneck in my business, you might be the bottleneck in your business right now as well. At that point, I started looking for any friends and family that I could hire. And I know a lot of people give the advice to never hire friends and family, but I completely disagree with that. Especially for this task where it was my Amazon business, I needed help spending a bunch of money. It was just way harder for me, especially as a fresh entrepreneur. I'd only been in business for a couple years, to just hand off my credit card to a complete random stranger and let them spend 6 figures a month on things. It just seemed insane to me. So really, no matter what your business is, I don't think it's a terrible idea for you to think about hiring those people in your life, especially since you probably know very well what these people are actually good at and what they aren't good at. In my case, my partner is very detail oriented. She's very put together, so I had no issues being able to trust that she was going to be able to spend the money correctly, track all the purchases she was making. Whereas my younger little brother, I might not trust him with the credit card just yet. But you probably have some really talented friends and family in your life, and if you have a business where you can go and pay them a decent wage to do a job that you actually need help with, I think that's a massive win. And as long as you guys are able to have healthy conversations about what's business versus personal relationships, all that good stuff, I think it can go really well for you. And in my case, since I needed somebody to help me spend my money, who better to pick than your girlfriend, right? And I thought it was just as easy as saying, hey, here's all the products we need you to buy. Go ahead and buy it. I don't have to worry about it anymore. And bada bing, bada boom, I'm done. I get to keep making money with way less time. But the truth is that when she started spending a bunch of money for me, there was a lot of challenges. Because in my business, we literally just look at websites like Walgreens, where I found this makeup palette selling for $10.50. And then we flipped that exact same thing on Amazon for $25, leaving us with a really solid profit. And then we just repeat that process with hundreds, thousands of profitable items that we can buy from one website and flip on Amazon. And the reason this really worked before is because I was able to be that final quality control in my business. Remember that pretty much no one is ever going to care about your business as much as you do. So the first big mistake I made is that just by plugging her into that chair, she didn't immediately know everything that I knew about the business. Before, even though I have a lot of trust in my product research team, there would still be the occasional okay or even bad product slip through the cracks that I was able to catch because I know what to look for. And I see a ton of entrepreneurs make this mistake, whether you're an Amazon seller, running an agency, whatever it is. A lot of the entrepreneurs out there, we really like the idea of having a business that runs itself. We're not spending any time, but in reality, there's almost no business that you're going to be able to just immediately let somebody else do all the work and everything goes great, right? I see a lot of people trying to hire help for their businesses way before they've even mastered that skill themselves. And in my case, I was making a little bit more of an advanced hire, and the rest of my company just wasn't quite prepared for me to try to pass off the responsibility like I did. So what I learned through this process is how I would do it again, and you can steal this if you ever are hiring someone to replace a task that you're doing. Instead of just quitting that task cold turkey saying, hey, this is your problem now, you should wean yourself off of the task. So for example, with buying Amazon products, looking back at it, I would probably still want to buy half the products that were on the list, let her buy the other half of the products that the product sourcing team had found. And so that way I could do a quick little sample size, make sure the team is sourcing great products, see if there's any feedback I need to provide. Because if enough bad work, and in this case, buying bad items, can slip through your business, your profit is going to shoot down massively. And in my case, that's why my profit margin started shooting down, as I just tried to outsource everything too fast. So next time you outsource something in your business, I would say wean yourself off of that task. Keep doing a little bit of it. Make sure that the quality of that task is able to be maintained. And then as you see that your team genuinely doesn't need your help anymore, step away, let them do it. And then just get in the good habit of going behind, checking their work every now and then, make sure things are still running smoothly. And what you'll find after you're able to successfully place talented people that you can trust in your organization is that you're able to spend way more time building systems and building processes in your business that make everything way easier and more profitable. After that initial period where profit shot down, I wasn't exactly sure what was going on. That gave me way more time to dive into the numbers, figure out which products were making us money, which products were losing us money, and then stepping into the company owner, the management role versus being in the weeds was able to make me a lot more money in the long run, because I could zoom out, see, hey, this types of products are working really well for us. These products are getting a lot of returns. Let's look for more profit on these items. And to be honest, when you're the one that's not doing the actual day-to-day work, it can help you detach the emotions from things. Where I know, for example, when you find a really awesome product that you want to sell, whether it's TikTok, Amazon, that kind of thing, you can get really attached and really want that product to do super well. And it can make you make some really bad decisions. But when other people are doing the work, it helps you just look at it more objectively. And that's definitely the case with my Amazon business. And specifically within my Amazon business, we are able to start implementing new systems now that I had time to spend on bigger picture tasks. For example, I was able to spend a lot more time training someone to literally just only source all of the products that we've already found in the past. And I was able to have more time to build spreadsheets and find sales and really just provide direction to my team. And after that initial period of figuring out what was working, what wasn't, stepping back in, helping them see mistakes where they had missed them before, profit started shooting back up. And on that over $500,000 that she spent for me, we were making about 30% ROI on that money. So really, she probably spent way more than $500,000 for me. But on that $500,000 example, she made me about $180,000 in true profit. So to answer the question at the beginning of the video, yes, absolutely, it was a good idea for me to hire her, but I definitely made some mistakes that I wouldn't repeat again. And now you don't have to make those mistakes either next time you're thinking about hiring someone. And at the end of the day, we're all just working hard to help provide for our loved ones. And if you're not quite at the Lamborghini penthouse $10 million net worth stage yet, I think hiring friends and family is an awesome way to support people, pay them a fair wage, and you can spend more time with your loved ones working together without having to provide any handouts or anything. So if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to hit the subscribe button, the like button, all that kind of stuff helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. Let me know if you have any questions or comments down below as well. I'm always super happy to answer those for you. And if you're looking to start a side hustle that can actually work, I'll leave my full free guide to starting an Amazon FBA business down below, a bunch of content, free community of over 50,000 people, and a lot more. But I really appreciate you guys watching this video, and I will see you next time.